The Emancipation Proclamation has a permanent home in New York State, even though it belongs to all the people of America. That's what President Abraham Lincoln intended when he signed the historic document that extended freedom to every American. For a few hours a day, it could be seen at Albany's federal courthouse. Doug Myers reports.
All slaves in any state in rebellion against the United States shall be thenceforward and forever free. With those words, Abraham Lincoln signed this Emancipation Proclamation. It was an historic event as the proclamation went on display here on the 4th floor of the federal courthouse in Albany. Alarms and federal marshals guarded the case as a line of people slowly filed by.
To me, it's a real landmark in our history, showing that we would take the initiative to free the slaves when many of the other countries in the world were not, willing to free their oppressed peoples. There's so many oppressed peoples in the world today.
The Emancipation Proclamation was purchased by New York State in 1865. The state legislature paying $1,000 for the Lincoln original, the money going to help the U.S. Sanitary Commission's work with war wounded. The document is now considered priceless. The Federal Bar Council was able to display the Emancipation Proclamation for one day as part of a ceremony commemorating Lincoln's birthday and Black History Week. Federal Judge Roger Minor, who presided over the ceremony, said slavery resulted in a paradox for federal courts.
Before the Civil War and the constitutional amendments and legislation that followed, there was permitted by law in the United States of America the ownership of one human being by another, an unconscionable condition that had existed since the founding of the Republic. Various acts of Congress regarding slavery gave rise to litigation in the federal courts, and the courts were duty-bound to enforce the federal legislation. It should always be remembered that our Constitution and our laws are only as good as our citizens want them to be.
Judge Minor said the court was duty-bound to enforce laws banning the international trade of slaves, yet required to enforce laws allowing the ownership of slaves in the United States. While the proclamation is back in secure storage now, visitors are invited to witness firsthand the remainder of the display here at the federal courthouse in Albany. Doug Myers, TV 10 Action News, Albany.